Hi, I'm Carol Andrews for another episode of Southwest TV News. Here are some of the stories coming up on today's show. The idea of an integrated facility encompassing an art gallery, library, aquatic center, and more has been the topic of discussion in Swift Current over the past year. Treating the whole person and not just the illness is the focus of a proposed wellness center for Swift Current. The new center would be constructed near the Cypress Regional Hospital and eventually part of a larger-scale integrated facility project involving various city services. 'Tis the season for annual general meetings, and the Chinook School Division recently unveiled its highlights for the 2011-12 calendar year. Thanks for joining us here today. As the city of Swift Current continues to grow, plans are in the works to build a number of new facilities all under one roof. We have more in today's top story. The idea of an integrated facility encompassing an art gallery, library, aquatic center, and more has been the topic of discussion in Swift Current over the past year. And following a series of public consultations, the city continues to move forward in the early stages of the project. At Monday's council meeting, the allotment of just over $720,000 was approved for various areas of the project. This included $87,000 to Deloitte LLP as the financial advisor, over $467,000 to P3 Architecture for the schematic design, and $166,000 to ZW Group for management services. Crucial steps which the city's chief financial officer says are necessary in order to see the project take shape.
It's a lot of money to invest just to find out if you can do it or not, but certainly if you believe in the project, then you believe in having ready for when funds come available.
Now, with these key firms on board, Mayor Schaefer is hoping to attract provincial and federal dollars to truly push the concept of the integrated facility forward.
Well, you know what? The good news is the federal budget that was just announced, $47 billion in infrastructure funding over 10 years. If it resembles at all the Building Canada Fund, which was paid a third by the feds, a third by province, and a third by municipalities. The province has indicated that they will be doing infrastructure funding alongside the federal program of some sort. So all this begins in 2014, which I think is great for our city in terms of planning, and it's something that we've maintained all along, that in order to proceed with this project, we need other partners.
And with other communities also searching for government funding, Schaefer says the more prepared the city is at the onset, the better chance the integrated facility will have of receiving the funding required from various sources.
And the other thing is going to be, we're going to need some help from our local MLA and the Premier, and as well as our federal MP. And they've had success, as I said, in other municipalities. We didn't, unfortunately, get any of the Building Canada funds. So I certainly believe it's our turn, and we're going to be ready, and we're going to count on our residents and other levels of government to help bring those dollars here.
The schematic design and other details of the integrated facility are targeted for completion by March 31st of 2014, at which time the city will have a better understanding of the scope of the project and construction costs associated with the overall design.
Hello?
Hey, Mom. Chris has a fever, but I can't remember the number for Healthline.
They just changed it. The Healthline number is now 811.
That's easy. Thanks, Mom.
Healthline 811. Professional health advice 24/7.
Trust the team at Pinnacle Financial to help you reach your financial goals. Whether you require personal or corporate income tax planning, bookkeeping, management consulting, or full-service mortgage brokering, our expert team has you covered. Contact us today to begin your climb to the top.
The Cypress Health Region is busy working behind the scenes with the Winnipeg Group, all in an effort to build a new wellness center in Swift Current. We have all the details in this report. Treating the whole person and not just the illness is the focus of a proposed wellness center for Swift Current. The new center would be constructed near the Cypress Regional Hospital and eventually part of a larger-scale integrated facility project involving various city services, including a walking track, swimming pool, and other amenities. The Wellness Center would focus on various types of services under one roof, including physiotherapy, nutrition, and more, meeting the needs of all ages of clients. Brenda Schwan is the project lead for the Cypress Health Region and has been working closely with the Seven Oaks Group out of Winnipeg, who already have a similar center in place, and will assist the Cypress Health Region in developing its own business case for the Swift Current project. Background work, which includes meeting with local service groups and other stakeholders to gain input on the project and its overall need in the community.
When we did the original survey on the Wellness Center and planning with the city, there's about 82% that are in favor, which I think is great. Like, that's a huge majority. They're in favor of us continue planning and moving forward. So I think that's very positive. And then the last meetings that we've had have even been more positive and created more opportunities that we haven't even thought of.
And as far as a cost for the project, Schwan says it's still too early to tell. However, there will be a fee for some individuals using the facility.
Even for therapy I'll use, for example, right? We have some inpatient therapy costs that are covered, and then you get referred out potentially, right? And you have to start paying for therapy services. So that necessarily wouldn't change, right? It's still what's covered by the Saskatchewan government would be covered by the Saskatchewan government, but there would be potentially costs for the Wellness Center. It's kind of on a membership model, actually, is how it's based and how it's funded and pays for itself.
As far as a timeline on the project, the Cypress Health Region hopes to have its business plan for the proposed Wellness Center completed in the next several months. This will be followed by discussions with various funding agencies to see how the project can become a reality and eventually benefit the residents of Swift Current and Southwest Saskatchewan. The following is a paid political commentary by David Anderson, MP for Cypress Hills Grasslands, and does not in any way reflect the opinion of Southwest TV News.
Hi, I'm David Anderson, your Member of Parliament. Welcome to the April Anderson Report. Spring is finally here. On Parliament Hill, that means a new budget. Economic Action Plan 2013 builds on our government's commitment to create jobs and strengthen the economy, while keeping taxes low for families, seniors, and businesses in Cypress Hills Grasslands. Here are some of the highlights. The Canada Job Grant is a new program. We want to improve job skills training so that employers are able to train employees to fit in-demand jobs. The program will have funding provided by employers in both the federal and provincial governments. Once fully implemented, this grant will help nearly 130,000 Canadians access training at eligible institutions each year. We continue to create opportunities for apprentices. We're supporting the use of apprentices in federal construction and maintenance contracts in Saskatchewan, making it easier for apprentices to get needed experience for journeyman status. Of note to Southwest Saskatchewan is the increase in the lifetime capital gains exemption to $800,000 in 2014 for eligible small business owners and farmers. And we've listened to the public and responded by improving funeral services for our veterans. We're raising the payment in the funeral and burial program to help with the cost of funerals. The Finance Minister said that we're on target to balance the budget by 2015. Many of us would like to see that done a year earlier. I'm going to keep working on that issue. That's a comment from David Anderson, Member of Parliament, Cypress Hills Grasslands.
This past year proved to be one of accolades for the Chinook School Division, from its finances to student programming. 'Tis the season for annual general meetings, and the Chinook School Division recently unveiled its highlights for the 2011-12 calendar year. Along with a financial surplus, the division boasted a successful run at several key areas of instruction for students.
As a regular piece of our learning agenda, we do monitor various areas, and what we're seeing is our local measurements are showing another 6% of growth in our students' balanced literacy. And in the first year of our math momentum, we've shown an 11% increase in our math scores for our students. So we're really pleased about that. It's very gratifying work when you see results coming.
Course offerings, which Chufu indicates will continue well into the future. And another point of success for the division continues to be in the area of high school graduation rates.
So beyond our own local measurements, the ministry does also have some measurements that they use called core indicators. There's a number of them, but some of the key ones would obviously be graduation rates that are measured provincially, and we see that Chinook has a 7% higher level of graduation rate than what the rest of the province would have. A couple other key ones would revolve around they monitor 20 different high school subject areas. And in all 20 subject areas, Chinook students on average are higher than what the province is. And also the number of high school credits that are achieved. While children are in, grades 10 through 12, show that Chinook students graduate with more credits. So not only are we doing better, but we're doing better at more.
The coming year will see the continued construction of the new Accolades Centennial School in Swift Current, along with upgrades at several schools across the Southwest. The Chinook School Division includes 6,127 students and 969 teaching staff, while spanning 40,000 square kilometers across the Southwest. Well, this brings to a close another episode of Southwest TV News, reporting the stories that matter to you. We always welcome your news tips. You can always reach us here by phone at our studio or by email to contact us at southwesttvnews.com. Also, be sure to join us daily online for the latest news from across Southwest Saskatchewan and so much more at mylocaltv.ca. And be sure to follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Thanks for joining us here today. I'm Carol Andrews.